Hey guys, how's it going? Octopus here. Welcome back to Union Cross. We are finally at tier 7s. Tier 7s is where the juicy stuff happens. If you've got level 7 fairy tickets, you are about to hit the jackpot. This is where the damage comes in. This is where it gets exciting for single target medals. It's incredible what you can pass with these 7-star medals. So let's start off with the basics. I am going for pure multipliers here, not utility, not the best medal with the best buffs and debuffs. We're going for straight damage, the best damage you guys can get out of this. The first choice out of all this, guys, anything in these tier 7s that has extra attack, that's single target or random, should be priority. If it has extra attack, you go for it. Extra attack is king when it comes to traits. Anything with extra attack in the tier 7 single or random is going to annihilate anything else you can get. Even if that multiplier is a little bit higher than the one with extra attack's the way to go. If you have one of these tier 7s with pure plus 1000s in there, that's most likely a better idea to go with as well, because strength makes a huge difference when it comes to damage. Now, this isn't counting Coliseum. I didn't really talk about this in all my videos. Negative 60 traits also make a big difference when it comes to trying to push in Coliseum. That's totally different. But for just pure damage, especially in PvP, which most people are probably watching these videos for, PvP wise, you want those plus 1000s and those extra attacks. Base, everyone should have their buffers. So before you guys go into any of this, buffers are your priority to get on your Keyblade setup before you go for any of these medals. Now, don't make these buffers 7 stars. That's not what I mean. I just mean that you need buffers before you start thinking of heavy attackers. So, buffers on your Keyblade slot that need to be in slot 1 and 2 is Kairi and Xion. If you don't have the new Kairi and Xion that can work by themselves, the old Kairi and Xion just have to have a copycat medal and they'll do fine. You can use the old Kairi and Xion with a mixture of these guys and also do fine. Or if you don't have any of the Kairi and Xions, Woody, the Prime medals, Buzz, Key Art 17, Axel can work with the Stained Glass medals to give you all the buffs and debuffs that you need. So any combination of these medals will work out fine for you guys for your buffs and debuffs. Once you guys have that out of the way, don't make those 7 stars. You want to start looking at the best multipliers. So let's start off from the beginning for our benchmark. And I know you guys are probably like, well, this has been in every video. That's just in case everyone picks a different video. So right here is AoE damage. The best AoE damage is 15.48 as our 6-star. Any tier 6-star is 15.48. For free to play, it was 13.8 being these, and anyone that got Key Art 16 during that time had that 15.38. So anything above 15.38 for AoE is going to be amazing and out of this meta. Anything below that, don't even make that medal 7-star. There is no point. You are wasting your fairy tickets. When it comes to single target damage, I want to see 20 minimum, all the way 22 to 24. 20 being Lexius. We all know how powerful he was when he first came out. Scar, and then the Final Fantasy Record Keeper medals having 21.96, and now our new 6-star medals being Sykes and Invisible for 24. So anything below 24. Anything below 24. I'm not going to say 22 when it comes to tier 7s. Anything below 24 as a tier 7, don't bother with it. Do not bother with it, guys. There is no point because 6 stars are better than that, and that's just a waste of fairy tickets. So let's jump into our 7 stars, our tier 7s. So tier 7s, as 7 stars, we have so many good choices out there, but also so little. So this is the entire list of tier 7s. Now, we're going to start off with single target and random. So first thing to take note, yes, the Final Fantasy Record Keepers are the strongest ones, but not by 50. They only say 50 because of 30% guilt that they apply. Take away that because all Prime medals and the new Kairi and Xion applies a guilt bonus that you need, so you don't have to look at that. These are all basically the same. 45 from King Trident, Diz, Scar to the Final Fantasy Record Keeper medals. These have like a 45... I would say like 45.76 or something like that. Very, very close to the 45.48. These are all on par with each other. The only difference is utility. So when it comes to this, these are the strongest hitting medals. If you have any of these, especially with extra attack, go for that. If these have extra attack. But if your Hercules or your Genie or in JP your Jack Skellington has extra attack, go for that instead. When it comes down to here at these 35 multipliers, that is when you don't want to go for the extra attack model, because I'm pretty sure the 45 multipliers are going to do better, especially if you're using copycat medals. So it's a little bit different when I say extra attack is king, because it drops very, very fast down to 35. 35 with extra attack is going to do pretty good, almost on par, might be a little bit better, but I still think that 45 multipliers, having that base multiplier of 11 compared to a base multiplier of 15, when you apply the copycat medals, it's better to make these guys 7 stars so you can copy with your 7-star copy medals and just annihilate. But the best of the best depends on what you guys need. Do you need reverse power? Do you need upright speed, upright magic, upright power over here? Or do you need upright magic over here? If you don't have King Treading, you have Genie. If you have these guys, I highly recommend going for them first for single target because they do raise enemies' counters. What really makes that special is the enemy counter +2. So these are your priority. You don't have that. These are your priority. If you don't have them, this is your priority. So if we add in the AoE part of this, we also have a couple more single target medals, but they don't take priority over all this. They could if you want something that has AoE and single target, but in all honesty, aim for these top guys, then come down here after copycat medals as well, I would say, and go for the Sora and Kairi. Sora and Kairi, when facing one enemy, has a multiplier of 41.04, which is pretty close to Genie and Hercules. And for AoE, it's got a 28 AoE. So you get the best of both worlds in one medal, along with 6 upright strength. Very good, very incredible medal. Then, of course, the Birth by Sleep trio sitting at 40.044. And for AoE, it has like a 27.5 something or 6.4. So pretty good multipliers for AoE and for single target. Good choices to go for. The foretellers are at 37. If you guys remember, Lingering Will was 35. So 37 isn't that big of an increase. 2 multiplier is a big deal. It is, but when you compare it to the other tier 7s, it's not that big compared to a 43 jump or 45 or anything they come up with in the future as a tier 7, because tier 7s are still pretty new. Tier 8s are just happening. So you do have a lot of options here. I would stay away from the Final Fantasy Record Keeper medals. If you are going to do anything below this group up here, go for the copycat medals, guys. Nominate or Vanitas. Now, if you want some AoE damage and you don't have these Birth by Sleep trio or foretellers or Sora and Kairi with 28 multiplier, then definitely try to look at some AoE medals if you already did all single target. But for tier 7s, I would focus on single target instead of AoE. So if you're not going to choose a copycat medal or you already did and you have your best single targets, the best AoEs out there, if you go by slot number, is 29.28. And so slot 3 for Riku, pet slot, slot 5, if you guys can pull those conditions off and you have no issue, 29.28 multiplier. I would say do Riku for the Fairy Stars, because Fairy Stars, he can sit on the 3rd slot, perfectly high multiplier, and you can still have your reverse slot, speed slot, and a pet slot for single target damage. This Riku will be incredible for an AoE medal. Everything else takes off a single target or random attack medal, so I don't really like the Leon. And the same thing with the Sora here. There's so many good single target medals that you just don't want that. This guy being just what he is by himself can do a lot by himself. Now, if you want a medal that can be anywhere, 29.07 for speed, no condition. These are all high score challenge medals. There's the speed, power, and magic. All high score challenge medals. If you don't have them, your choices are this for the 29 slot. Now you come down here with conditions. You still have the 29 multiplier, but this is for a long-term quest with lots of enemies because you need Lux, or you can use it for rating 29 multiplier for all the limbs and everything. Then you have this one, more Lux again for the speed version, and then of course more Lux again for the power version. So these 3, if you can collect Lux in that stage or for rating, good AoE medals. Now you go down here with AoE medals still being at 28, which is really high. Having 28 in the condition is inflicts more damage the higher the slot number, so it has to be in slot 5. That's all it is. Slot 5 inflicts more damage the higher the slot number. So you have a multiplier of 28.44 or AoE multiplier of 24.78. You have the Mickey that was free for everyone. I wouldn't use Mickey Brooms on this if you didn't get more copies, but inflicts more damage the higher your HP, having a solid 28 anywhere, along with the other medals that did the same thing with more HP. So 28 multipliers with more HP. If you're able to get these good AoE medals, 28 is incredible, and then you have a 27. Focus on these guys out of everything if you don't have any of these or you don't like these conditions. High score challenge, best ones, these being best slots, and of course at 28 you're looking at the Sora and Kairi here versus these 28 because you'll also get a single target medal. So if it's pretty close to one of these, like I said, Birth by Sleep, you're looking at a 27 anyways. So when you come down here, anything below 27, I'd rather go for the Birth by Sleep. But out of the tier 7s, focus on those single target medals. Crazy for PvP, for more fairy tickets, and crazy for everything else. Just that single target madness will go a long way, but if you are interested in AoE, that is your AoE choices. My favorite AoE would have to be these 3 guys right here because they are just solid 29s and no issues, nothing. You can put them wherever you want and they got that 29. Out of all these medals, I would go for these. If you do have any of these, go for these instead. So that is tier 7s. My favorite tier 7s have to be the Hercules because he is free for everyone, and Scar. These guys are incredible. Extra attack on any of this, you know what you got to do. That is a tier 7 list, guys. As we go higher into the tiers, there's not as much medals when it compared to like the tier 3s, the 4s. They had a lot. Compared to that, 5, even 5 had quite a bit, but when you went to 6 was like nothing, 7, barely anything, and then 8, it's still fresh, so 8 will be the next one, probably a quicker video. If you guys have any recommendations for people, what's your favorite 7-star, or sorry, tier 7, 7-star, what did you guys go for, how much has it helped you? Put some setups down below. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button, and as always, thank you so much for watching, keep on smiling, and I'll see you in the next one.